Alright, what up? Welcome back to Nasty Stun FYI. It's been a minute. I know, I got races. A lot of update today. So I picked up a bike. We're gonna be fixing it, working on it. Probably wondering where I've been the last couple of months, or yeah, basically the last couple of months that I updated. Little backstory, make the story quick and sweet. I just been focusing on, progressing my skills, getting better, learning new tricks, locking them in. Still struggling to get sit down done, but I'm getting better at them at the time. Currently my bike is down because the last time I went to the last section about a week or two ago, I was going in for a controlled slow scrape, went into the scrape, tapped it way too slow, lost control, wheel came down awkward, or wheel came down like not straight. So my expectations of the bike not going down straight was for me to just drop the bike in low side, right, and slide. That shit did not happen. As soon as I scraped, came down, the bike just shot right back up, and I just jumped off I literally threw myself off the bike, and I watched the bike in slow motion just scrape again and then flip. And then while it flipped, I just see my cage break off. Cage broke off, it flipped, bike hit the ground again, stator cover busted and everything. I'll show you in a bit, it's right next to me. But right now I'm on the bike that we're currently talking about and working on, and possibly either gonna keep or we're gonna sell it. So I'm still determining. I got it for fairly cheap, so actually I got it for a steal. So yeah, we're gonna fix it, try to fix it. I was working on it like 5-6 months ago, back when I was back in Vacaville, and not in Vacaville no more, but I was working on it. Yeah, it's having a external, or yeah, basically an external, I guess is what you would call it, external fuel pump problem. Not priming, there's no power to it. I replaced the fuel pump, still nothing. Replaced the relays, replaced the ignition switch, still nothing. Still showed the C001 code. I think that's what it is for the fuel pump. So yeah, but anyways, long story short to what I was saying before, ADHD moment. Yeah, I just haven't really been posting because I don't have a camera right now. I don't have a GoPro. My GoPro was taken when I was arrested last year, and I just haven't had money to get another GoPro. I've been bouncing around. Now I found my family, my biological family, found them, stay with them right now in Sacramento, and then eventually I'm looking to move out of California just because the price weights, the taxes. I have a good job, but with the 10% taxes and everything like that, I'm not making damn near anything in California. I could be making twice as much as what I'm making right now in a different state that does not have 10% sales taxes, or 10% state, or 10% tax increment. So California, you're paying state taxes, federal taxes, and then they're taking a large chunk out of medical and social security, and then you're taking a large chunk out of whatever other taxes that you have to pay. So right now I'm paying like $700-800 every 2 weeks from my job when I could be making that back. So anyways, long intro, let's just show you what I'm talking about. So I already started tearing it apart. This is a first gen Hayabusa 1999, fuel injected, not carbureted. And yeah, so this is what I got for a steal of a deal. I'm going to be working on it, fixing it up, daily riding it for a while. Fully chromed out, extended swing arm, stock exhaust. Everything else is stock other than the extended swing arm, and that's about it, and a stock tire in the rear. I thought it had a fat tire in the rear, but it doesn't. It can have a fat tire, but that's just not what I'm going for, or the looks I'm going for, or setup. Right now, this is the issue that we're having that I was talking about. So this, I believe, is a external fuel pump. So first generation Hayabusa, and This is the first time I ever worked on a Suzuki, and it's very, very simple. I worked on a Suzuki Gixxer 750, I believe. Backward engineering with the, the throttle body setup, and you have to clock the throttle position sensor and all this other shit just in order for it to work. But with this one, there's less wiring than compared to a 600 cc bike like my F4i. There's less emissions. There's less vacuum hoses that you got to worry about. Like literally, you could take this airbox off, and all there is fuel injector wirings, your vacuum hoses for the intake throttle bodies, and then the fuel pump hoses, and that's about it to this whole motor. And then everything else is basically in the back, your ECU, etc, etc, etc. So the issue that we're having right now, and I've gone on multiple forums, I've asked people, I talked to hella people about this. A lot of time, 90% of the time, some people in those group pages do not know what the hell they're talking about, and it's kind of frustrating. This being my first Hayabusa to work on, second Suzuki to work on, I don't know too much about these. I know a lot about Hondas. I'm still learning more about Hondas, but Honda is mainly my platform and expertise of working on. So yeah. So I spoke with a lot of people, right? Asking questions if there is any way to upgrade this, whether to do, the inline electric fuel pump, which is an external fuel pump. Same setup as this external fuel pump right here. But with this external fuel pump, whenever this goes out, regardless if you place the fuel pump on it, it will not work if this little wire right here is not activating at all or getting any power to it. Mind you, I replaced the ignition, I replaced the fuel pumps. I would replace the fuel pump, I would replace the fuel pump relay, I would even replace the tip sensor. Every little thing that could go wrong and shut off fuel on these bikes, crap. Everything that could go wrong and shut off fuel on these bikes, I replaced. And still no power to the fuel pump. The C001 code is still on, etc, etc, etc. So what I've also looked up on YouTube is these first generation bikes from 99 to 2001, I believe, or 2002, had these external pumps. They only made through those 2 to 3 years, and they had the most problems ever. I don't know why. They're hard. You can hardly get these external fuel pumps online, and if you do find one that's OEM, you're gonna spend like $600 for a brand new one, $700 for the internal one OEM. But I don't want to spend $600 for an external fuel pump later on down the road, have the exact same problem, and then it be discontinued or out of stock. So work smarter, not harder, and also work in a way where you could get parts easily, cheaper, and more sufficiently and quicker, and it'll be a lot easier to work on later on down the road. So I come to conclusion, this whole external pump is bad. No matter what the hell I do with it, it's bad. It doesn't work, gets no power to it. There's no way of fixing it. If you do fix it, you're later on gonna have the problem again, the issue again. So I'm gonna delete this whole external fuel pump. I spoke with a guy. He gave me a link to I think an AM, or no, it was some shit on Amazon. But it's an inline fuel pump, electric fuel pump. You can wire it up, AN fittings, bolts right up, and everything like that, like factory. You have to do a little bit of wiring. You have to do a little bit of fabrication for the AN fittings to fit. But all in all, it basically supposed to be like an OEM plus replacement. And a lot of people who drag race bikes, these bikes and specifically, use it a lot on these bikes. The other alternative is to go with like a second generation gas tank, or the 2003 through 2008 gas tanks, and inline, or not inline, internal fuel pump, with basically you might have to change the intake manifold, and that's about it. and then the pump. But all that is just gonna be the same amount of price as buying a brand new fuel pump. And basically the same, half the price of what we're doing with just doing an electric fuel pump. And then on the other note, this bike is all torn down. So yeah, y'all never really saw me put this bike together. Y'all never really saw me practice other than the short reels that I posted. This is bone stock front end. I have a Gixxer front end with a SS Moto triple tree. I have a custom tank that I'm going to be putting on. I just gotta pay the dude to order it in the mail, send it in the mail. So exactly what happened is, like I said, my cage snapped off at the welds. It punctured this. It broke the whole entire stator cover. The brand new stator that I just put in, like literally 2 days before going to practice, broke that stator cover. Stator got ripped off. The rectifier wire got shredded and everything like that. No motor mount tabs or mount got broken. Luckily, none of the threads got, none of the threads on the frame was stripped out or have to be re-drilled and tapped. The only thing I do have to do is figure out how to get this off, which I have to cut off because the puck got shoved so far deep in there on top of the bolt that I can't get to it and get it out. The other thing is the front brake master cylinder got shredded on the connector. The bleeder valve is stuck. The bleeder valve is stuck in there. Unless I were to drill it out or some way unthread it somehow, I don't know. I'm trying to salvage this one and actually still use it if I could get that bleeder valve in and replace it. But yeah, this bike's gonna be sitting for a while just because I gotta order cages front and back. I gotta send everything else that I have to powder coat, get that back, and yeah. But all in all, I am doing a lot better. Got a lot more things coming later on down the road. I have another bike coming before the end of this month. I'm supposed to be getting a truck, hopefully get 1 or 2 trucks, one for me, one for my pops. And then after that, January, I'm trying to make it out to Florida for the stunt ride for the beginning of the year. But depending on how everything goes legal-wise and money-wise, and if the bikes are running, will determine if I go all the way out to Florida for the ride. Money is not an issue. It's mostly just getting parts in, getting everything on a timely based manner and done. And if I stop destroying all my damn bikes, that's another thing too. Like, I destroy these motherfuckers hella. But yeah, how's it going? So you go ahead, take off this external pump and put everything else back together, raise the bike up because it's lower than the front. I don't like it. It looks dumb to me. I don't like riding lowered bikes. I think it's the most stupidest thing ever. Some people like it, to each their own, but for me personally, stock high is the best. You can maneuver, you can turn easily, and so on and so forth. All right, so I pretty much taken off a lot on the bike. I got the external fuel pump off and everything like that. So I did some research actually. So the guy I was talking to in the group community page, right, gave me a link for the Amazon inline external electric fuel pump. That one requires you to build it. Certain companies, there's 2 companies that actually sell you a built external electric pump upgrade for about $350 to $400 with the AN fittings, everything, the wiring, everything built and put together, so it's just a plug and play bolt on. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go with that route instead of having to piece together the parts and everything like that, and extra wiring, soldering, and all this other bull crap. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do that, order the kit probably next week before Christmas. So that actually is gonna take a while to get in, but once it's in, we'll slap it on and the bike should start. Everything else is brand new. I went over the bike. fix a couple of things that weren't connected and just loose and everything like that. But overall, it's a very well put together bike, just hella dirty. The chrome is hella dirty, like the front chrome wheels are dirty. It need new calipers, or not caliper, it need new brake pads and rotors in the front. I'm ordering all new braided steel lines from Core Motorsports. I run them on my F4i. Really good brand. Great customer service too. Like, their product get in real quick, so I'm gonna do that. The stock exhaust we're getting rid of for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna run dual exhaust or if I'm gonna run a custom single flow exhaust. In order to do the 4-in-1 exhaust, I have to order the 4-in-1 headers, and then I could just go ahead and find my own canister like I did with the F4i with the Graves exhaust and see which one sounds the best. I don't want it too loud, but I want it rowdy at the same time, so that's gonna be a difficult one. The stock tail, I'm not gonna run the first generation tail. I'm probably either gonna go with the Gen 2 tail or a Gixxer 1000 tail, and then after that, that's about it. It's raised up to the stock height. The front was lowered, so I raised it back up to where it's supposed to be. The rear isn't really lowered, that's just how it sits with the extended swing arm. I'm not gonna mess with that. Like I was saying, I'm not gonna run this crappy stock first gen tail. I don't like it. It's not aggressive to me. I either gonna go with the Gen 2 tail or just get the Gixxer 1000 tail. It'd be a lot cheaper to go with the Gen 2. It's $300 for a subframe and then just bolt it on with the fairing kit. I don't really got to do much with the front stay because I think they're all interchangeable on the stay brackets between the first gen and the second gen. So the only thing that I think different between the first gen and the second gen, like I said, is the tail frame, and that's about it. But yeah, man, overall I'm liking the quality of the bike, how easy it is to, and how accessible it is to get to everything and work on it. Like I said, I can't wait till it's done to actually start it up and ride it. I'm gonna flush out all the fluids, get rid of the green coolant in it, change the oil, change the filter, because this bike's been sitting for like I think 3-4 years in the dude's garage in Modesto, and then it never ran for who knows how long. So flush all that fluid out, clean everything up, and yeah, get it back to prime. But other than that, that's basically it for today's vlog. I don't really got much going on. I just wanted to get this shit done, prepped up, ready for the new fairing kits, take the pump off, test it out, put some power and ground to it, see if it'll actually, you know, jumper leads to it and turn on. If it doesn't turn on, I'm still gonna get rid of it. But yeah, other than that, just coming up with some plans for the future in the next couple of weeks and get this bike running. But with that being said, that's pretty much it for today's vlog. I appreciate y'all sticking around with me. I'm gonna try to be more consistent with vlogs from now on. I am looking at a DJI Action 5 camera. Hopefully I can get that before the New Year's. If I can, cool. If not, it'll be after New Year's. Alright, so yeah, man, like I was saying, that's pretty much it for today's video. I gotta order a external fuel pump upgrade kit. That should be in, won't be in until like next month. If I order it next weekend, I think. If I order it next week, it'll be in like 3 to 5 days, but I'm not gonna worry about it till next month is what I'm trying to say. Far as the F4i goes, I still got a hell of parts to order. I gotta order my cages, the crash cage from CSP, the SS Moto adjustable sub cage, send that off to powder coat. I still gotta get the bearings for the front wheel and the rear wheel, send those off so I can send that off to powder coat, and then get the stator and rectifier, the cover, another valve cover, lower the stock dog bone so I can get rid of the SS Moto 2 saggy ass fish because I don't like it. And I think that's about it. Oh, handlebars, get new handlebars, front master cylinder, levers, and my gas tank, and that'll be it. And that bike is back on the road. The second F4I that I had coming at the end of this month, before Christmas, that will be another build that I got to tear down and send to powder coat, etc. That will be a spare bike for myself, and if I had the other bike up and running and somebody comes out and somebody comes down from, you know, East Coast, one of my boys comes out from East Coast, or somebody comes out from Vegas, I got a spare donor bike, and that's the whole purpose of that build. We'll talk more about that when it gets here, but for now, that's it in today's video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.